The Jeffrey Epstein client list. Its 15 most powerful people revealed. Lolita Express, the infamous airline owned by Jeffrey Epstein. The U.S. government released 118 pages of flight logs and unredacted names. These are the 15 most powerful people listed on government documents and flight logs connected to Jeffrey Epstein. Larry Summers, U.S. Treasury Secretary, President of Harvard University, and sits on the board of OpenAI. He worked for President Barack Obama and President Clinton. David Koch, philanthropist and billionaire, chairman of Koch Industries, the second largest privately held company in the United States. John Huntsman, billionaire businessman that once worked for President Richard Nixon. Senator George Mitchell served in the United States Senate as majority leader. Two Israeli prime ministers, Ehud Barak and Ehud Omert. Leon Black, billionaire financier and former chairman of the MoMA. Glenn Dubin, billionaire financier and hedge fund manager. Alan Greenberg, CEO of Bear Stearns, one of the largest banks in the United States. Bill Richardson, governor of New Mexico, U.S. congressman, ambassador to the UN, energy secretary under Bill Clinton, and when he died, the Israeli government said he was the best friend from the United States to Israel. Donald Trump, billionaire developer and president of the United States. William Jefferson Clinton, former governor and president of the United States. Alan Dershowitz, top U.S. lawyer, law professor, and he's even the lawyer that helped Jeffrey Epstein broker the plea bargain deal in 2006, where even though Epstein raped like 36 women, he received a 13-month prison sentence with 12 hours per day work release. Prince Andrew of the British royal family, son of Queen Elizabeth, brother of King Charles. Lex Wexner, billionaire businessman that, ironically, Jeffrey Epstein ran his business out of properties owned by Wexner. Now, what does all of this mean? Mikey Scars DiLeonardo, former top captain in the Gambino crime family, spoke about Anthony Gaspipe Casso and Sammy the Bull Gravano regarding the dozens and dozens of murders that they are responsible for. And he said, once you start getting that much dirt on people, you become a liability. 40, 50 murders under your belt, people start becoming worried about you. That when you get caught, you may bring a lot of people down with you. Jeffrey Epstein, a man that owned a private island with unlimited access to young girls, beautiful girls, drugs, sex, the best food, on a private island that has no judiciary or law system or police force or anything. Just a oasis, a palace for powerful men to fly in and do whatever it is that they want to do. Does Jeffrey Epstein start to become a liability when he has the information of the playtime of all the world's most powerful people? What do you do when someone like that gets arrested?
And Jeffrey Edward Epstein.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
Yes.
What was the crime of which you were convicted?
Two counts. One, soliciting prostitution and procuring a minor for prostitution.
As a longtime researcher of Cosa Nostra, organized crime in America, there's a long history of powerful people eliminating people just on suspicion. Just one simple example is the murder of Fred Weiss, a legit businessman that had dirt on people like John Gotti, America's most powerful mafia boss, James Jimmy Brown Failla, the man that controlled all of Trash Hall in New York City. When the feds came in, people became very nervous. What will Fred Weiss do? Will he share the information that he has? There was no information whatsoever to suggest that Fred Weiss was going to cooperate or give any information. But Fred Weiss, a legitimate businessman that wasn't a gangster or a criminal whatsoever, dead in the street because the powerful did not want to take the risk of being brought down. In my book, The Don, 36 Rules of the Bosses, I write in Rule 13, say nothing, mum's the word. Loose talk brings about Rudy Giuliani and his agents. Silence brings no worries. Silence brings no worries. A powerful man wakes up to envious people who are awaiting his downfall. The law and rival factions are listening in on everything that you say. Nothing is a secret once it has left your mouth. At dusk, at dawn, and in between, a mole stands before you and behind you. Don't be fooled. Every smile is a frown in disguise. A boss has no friends. Never trust a man who walks upright and has 10 toes, 8 fingers, and 2 thumbs. That man will be careless with what you tell him. Watch your words, and when your trial comes, no one can turn state's evidence and bring about your demise. Would the world's most powerful people that were on sliding boards and swing sets with Jeffrey Epstein, would they be concerned by what he may do with his words and knowledge now that he's facing the most difficult problems of his life? Will he turn? Is he like Sammy the Bull and Gas Pipe Casso? Is he a liability? Like Fred Weiss, is Jeffrey Epstein a liability? What do you guys think? I'm RJ Roger. I am the author of The Don, 36 Rules of the Bosses. It's in stores now. Please support the book. Peace and love, and I'll see you next week.